Welcome! In this playthrough of Marvel Champions, we have Maria Hill and Captain Marvel teaming up to take on an expert Citizen V. So for our villain here, Citizen V has a scheme of 3, attack of 2, cannot be defeated unless there are at least 2 Thunderbolt minions in the victory display. Force interrupt when Citizen V would activate against you during step 2 of the villain phase. If you are engaged with a Thunderbolt minion, Citizen V does not activate and heals 6 damage instead. So he's getting 16 health per player here. And then for his main scheme, we're using a Thunderbolt, Standard, and Expert counter sets. For the modular sets, got those chosen here. We are using Batrock, Moonstone, and Songbird. So we'll set those aside, shuffle the rest of the encounter sets into the encounter deck, and reveal Justice Like Lightning. So each player is going to reveal a random set-aside Thunderbolt minion, reveal and attach the remaining set-aside Thunderbolt minion face up here. In Expert mode, each of these minions get tough. Then on this side, when the round ends, attach a Thunderbolt minion with the most damage here, swapping it with the minion already attached here, if any. Heal 1 per player damage from the attached minion. In Expert mode, it'll be an additional 1 per player. So it's going to be healing 4 and gaining the tough status. On our main scheme side, each Thunderbolt minion gains the Guard trait. In Force Response, after a player attacks a Thunderbolt minion, that minion engages that player. We'll be starting with 1 threat per player. And then for our heroes, Miss Hill's got a Thwart of 2, attack of 1, defense of 2. Each ally you control gains a shield trait as reassignment. For an action, move 1 all-purpose counter from a shield support you control to another shield support. Hint size of 5, health of 9. Alter Ego side, we've got a recovery of 3. You may include the maximum number of copies of 3 shield supports in your deck from aspects other than your chosen aspect. Got 1 coming up. And as an action, exhaust her, search your deck for a shield support and add it to your hand. Hand size of 6 on this side. So we're going with the Power of Justice. 2 of those. Then for our allies, we have Eros, Agent Coulson, Wiccan, Quake, Monica Chang, Cypher, Spider-Woman. Then we've got 3 field agents, 3 homeland interventions, and 3 surveillance teams. And the Douglas, Spycraft, and then the Bellerophon for our aggression card there. Then we have our 3 dual resources, Government Liaison, Sky Destroyer, Helicarrier, and a Front Organization. For Captain Marvel, Thwart of 2, attack of 2, defense of 1. Rechannel, as an action, spend an energy resource and heal a damage from Captain Marvel. Then draw a card, hand size of 5, hit points of 12. Alter Ego, we've got a recovery of 4. Commander, as an action, choose a player to draw a card. Hand size of 6 on this side. Then going aggression, we've got 2 power of aggressions. Valkyrie, Spider-Girl, Bug, Sunfire, Throg, Gold Balls, Shark Girl, and Thor. Then 3 piercing strikes, 3 relentless assaults, martial prowess, energy spear, lie in wait, and fluid motion. And then for our basic cards, we've got the 3 dual resources, endurance, downtime, and a Quinn Carrier. All right, finish shuffling up our encounter deck and see how the Thunderbolts are going to attack us. So we'll take these. And Carol is going to start with Songbird. Miss Hill gets Moonstone, which means Batrock gets ready to leap into action later. And they all have Tough. And then Miss Hill, 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Shield Director, Hard Call, Field Agent, Power of Justice, Government Liaison, and a Field Agent. And we'll keep that. Definitely Shield Director. Surveillance Team, Spycraft, Spider-Woman, and some special funding. And then over here, Miss Danvers. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, Thor, Throg, Energy Channel, Energy Absorption. Do we go on the attack or try to get something set up? We're going to keep one ally. All right, Photonic Blast, our helmet, and a downtime. Okay, we're going to use her ability to go looking for a support. I saw 2 of her 6 costs, but that's the one we're going for. Picking up the Iliad, gets 3 counters, exhaust it, remove a mission counter from it to choose, deal 5 damage to an enemy, remove 4 threat from a scheme, or heal 3 damage from an identity. And we're going to be paying some special funding, so after you spend this card to pay for a shield support, place an all-purpose counter on that support after it enters play. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it gets 4. Then Carol's going to pick herself to draw a card, lying in wait. Flip on over. We are going to attack for 2 to get rid of Tough. Then do a Photonic Blast, dealing 5 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this card using an energy resource, draw a card. So 5 damage. And we get Crisis Interdiction. Then we'll bring in Throg, Thor to 1, attack for 2, 2 health. After your enters play, give him a tough status card if you're engaged with a minion, and we are. Use a counter over here to deal 5 damage to an enemy. Attack for 2. Bring in our energy channel. So as an action, spend X energy resources, put that many counters here. Then as a hero action, discard energy channel, deal 2 damage to an enemy to a max of 10 for each energy counter here. We're going to put 2 counters on it. And then go ahead and pop it off to deal 4 damage. To take out Songbird and put her in the victory display. And that's going to end her turn. So Cosmic Flight, Spider Woman, Bug, Piercing Strike, and Martial Prowess. Over here, we're going to hold on to this title. Get Cypher, a Sky Destroyer, Homeland Intervention, Special Funding, and some Strength. All right, villain phase, put 2 threat out. Scheming over here for 2, 5. And she can only have the 1 toughness. Then over here, he's scheming for, attacking for a base 3. No, base 2. We're just going to take it for 4. Then encounter cards. The villain schemes. So he's a base 3, 4. And choose a random Thunderbolt minion from the victory display and reveal it. Oh, we just killed it and it's coming back. Place damage on it until it has 5 hit points remaining, then remove this card from the game. If no minion entered Surge this way, this card gains Surge. All right, 11 damage going on that. Thought she was out, but she's back in. And, well, now he goes over there. She goes up here. Gets tough. Heals for 4. He engaged us, so we've got to discard a card. It's going to be Prowess. Then we pass first player. Okay, we're going to use our ability, discard an energy resource to heal one and draw a card. Then we're going to go Piercing Strike up here. Don't like the fact that she went away. So the Piercing Strike means we engage, gets rid of tough, does 3 damage, so 10. Throg will attack for 2. Then we'll use the Iliad to see if that will keep her out. And then Thwarting for 2. All right, Miss Hill's going to use her ability. We are going to go looking for a field agent. And flip over. We're going to play Shield Director. We can exhaust it to place an all-purpose counter on a shield support, which we will do because in our mind there is only one shield support. Then we're going to bring in the Sky Destroyer. After you play a shield card, we can exhaust it to deal 2 damage to an enemy. We can do it to trigger itself, but I'm going to choose, well, yeah, I'm not going to do it. Then we'll bring in that field agent. So it gets 3 backup counters. When an ally would take any amount of consequential damage, exhaust that to remove a backup counter from it to prevent 1 of that damage. Then we're going to use her ability to transfer 1 counter from 1 support to another. And end her turn. I think we're going to keep Spider-Woman. Let Bug take a break. Endurance, Sunfire, Genius, and Crisis Interdiction. And over here, got a Helicarrier, Homeland Intervention, All Points Bulletin, Support Staff, and Nick Fury. And we'll add 2 threat up here, up to 13. Batrock is going to attack us. We're going to take it for 3. Same thing happening over here, except she's doing 4. Then encounter cards. Batrock the Leaper. Find Batrock and reveal him. He's already in play. He engages you. He activates against you. All right, so he's engaging us. Running short on resources, so we'll just discard that. And attacking 2, we'll be all right. Give the activating, okay, we might not be all right. Exhaust a character you control. Okay, so we took 4 damage from that. And under fire, surge and reveal the top card of the encounter deck. The villain schemes. So it's a base 3, 4. And when a minion engages a player, that player discards the top X card to their deck, where X is a number of boost icons on that minion. Yikes, because those are 4. Place 1 threat here for each energy resource discarded this way. So that comes in with 5 threat. And we pass first player. Well, first thing, we're going to have her take an action on her turn, using her ability to discard a card to heal one, to draw a card, the Spider Girl. Then we're going to bring in a support staff. Gets 3 staff counters. As a resource, exhaust it and remove a staff counter from it. Generate a wild resource for a player whose identity has the shield trait. Then we will use that to add one up here. Then we will use this to remove 4 threat from a scheme. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 supports. So we're going to exhaust that to create a resource for an all points bulletin. For each shield support you control. All right, shield 1, 2, 3, yeah, still 4. Remove a threat or deal a damage to an enemy. Remove some threat. Then we'll do Homeland Intervention, exhaust up to 3 shield cards. Remove 2 threat from that scheme for each card exhausted that way. We'll choose that one. Taking it down to 9. Then we're going to thwart for 2. And flip over. And over here, we've already used her one ability. We're going to bring in Spider Girl, thwart a 1, attack for 2, 2 health. After you play her from your hand, stun and confuse a minion. Give her the trifecta of status markers. And then thwart for 1. And then thwarting for 2. And that's going to end her turn. I'm going to keep both of those. Piercing Strike, Photonic Blast, and Shark Girl. And over here, the Douglas, Reinforcements, Surveillance Team, Wiccan, Eros, and another Surveillance Team. Villain phase, we get 2 threat. Over here, lose Confused. Attacking over here. Spider Girl is going to defend for us. And she goes away. And counter cards. Master Plan, place 4 threat on each side scheme. We don't have any, so we're going to discard until we find one. It's not very promising. I already found one. It is a Sonic Bubble. Can't touch this. Made famous by Songbird. When any amount of damage would be dealt to an enemy, remove an equal amount of threat from here instead. So that comes in with 6. And we find another one. Roll in the Skies. Each aerial character gets +1 attack, and that also comes in with 6. And she'll go up here and not heal and not get a tough, and we'll pass first player. Okay, using her ability to heal 1 and draw a card. Energy Channel. We are going to bring in Spider Woman. Thwart a 2, attack for 2, 2 health. After she enters play, confuse the villain. And thwarting for 2. And we'll bring in our Energy Channel. And flip over, heal for 4. And have Miss Hill draw a card. Okay, what do we want to do over here? Use that to get a token. I think we'll flip over and thwart for 2. Since we have no defenders in front of us, we're going to spend a token to deal 5 damage to an enemy, which is going to trigger the amount of damage to be dealt to an enemy, remove threat from here. So that's going to remove 5 threat. And let's see. We are going to bring in Wiccan, thwart a 1, attack at 1/3 health. After he thwarts, discard the top card of the encounter deck. For each boost icon discarded this way, deal a damage to an enemy. He comes into play because of her. Each ally you control gains a shield trait. So we're going to use the Sky Destroyer to deal 2 damage to here, which will finish off the sonic bubble. Then we're going to use our support staff to create a resource, exhaust it, remove a counter, generate a wild resource for a player whose identity has a shield trait. We're going to pick us. Never mind. We're just going to bring in arrows. Thwart a 2, attack at 1/2 health. If you play them from your hand, confuse a minion for each mental resource, which is 0. But he is going to come in and thwart for 2 to take care of the skies. Then we will have Wiccan thwart for 1. And do his ability, which is going to deal 1 damage to somebody, getting rid of his toughness. Then we're going to play reinforcements. Choose any number of shield supports with a combined printed cost of 6 or less. Place 1 all-purpose counter on each of those supports. We'll make it easy. We'll just choose this one. And I think that's everything. So ending our turn. Carol draws 6, Cosmic Flight, Energy Spear, Absorption, Gold Balls, Valkyrie, and Relentless Assault. And 5 cards over here, Reinforcements, Genius, All Points Bulletin, some more reinforcements, and on the double. All right, 3 threat, up to 8. Batrock is going to scheme for 3. Takes us to 11. And then Citizen V's attacking for a base 2. Eros is going to take this hit. And encounter cards. Got some hard sound bindings attached to your identity. When you would attack, discard it, then you are stunned. That's not nice. Carol's already had a tough time. And over here, Surge. Each minion engaged with the player clockwise from them. So Batrock comes over here, which means we have to discard a card, which is going to be one of our reinforcements. And then tap in. Engage the Thunderbolt minion with the least damage that is not engaged with you. That minion activates against you. All right, so Moonstone comes in and activates against us. And I think that's going to be a job for Throg. He'll defend and move over to the discard pile. And then we'll say he's hurt the most just because he can go up there and get tough, I guess, and pass first player. We are going to use Wiccan to thwart for 1 and deal 0 damage. Use her ability to reassign a counter from there to there. Let's see, search your deck for shield support. Let me see what's in my discard pile. Yep. So we will see if I got any hero things. Nope, we're going to flip over, use our ability to search our deck for shield support. There it is, add it to our hand. All right, we're going to use our support staff to help pay for this. So there's our other 5 and 6. So it gets 3 counters. Exhaust it, remove a missile counter from it, and choose a player. Deal 3 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with that player, discarding all tough status cards from those enemies first. And it's not an attack. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So that's going to target up here also, but we remove the tough. So down to 29. And 3. Oh, we also played a shield card. Well, I guess we're late for that. Well, we played it, we could have done that up here. We will use this to put a counter up. And that's all we've got on this side of the board. So over here, we're going to draw a card, getting a photonic blast. Flip over. Use our ability, discarding an energy resource to heal 1. And draw a card. Then we will attack to get rid of this and get stunned. Then discard this to put a counter on here to spend it, which is an attack, so that will get rid of our stunned. Then we'll do a photonic blast, dealing 5 damage to an enemy. If you paid for this using an energy resource, draw a card. So 5, drawing into a Relentless Assault. Then Relentless Assault, dealing 5 damage to a minion. And Relentless Assault, dealing 5 damage to a minion, and with the physical resources we get Overkill. So that means 2 will break through, and Moonstone is out. So now we've taken out enough to where we can defeat him. We're going to make sure that doesn't come back to bite us though. We're going to use the Iliad to remove 4 threats, so down to 6. And that will end her turn. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 1 card left. Power of Aggression, Alpha Flight Station, Crisis Interdiction, Energy, and Fluid Motion. Not enough to hurt anyone there. And over here, 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We've got 2 left. On the double, Homeland Intervention, we've got a front, Coulson, Power of Justice, and Monica Chang. So 2 threat. Goes to scheme, lose confused, goes to attack. Spider-Woman, no, we're fine. Yep, we're just going to take it for 4. All right, counter cards. Tap in, engage the Thunderbolt minion with the least damage that is not engaged with you. That minion activates against you. All right, Batrock jumps in, which means discarding a card. I think it's going to be our front. Or we're not going to play. It's going to be Coulson. We're not going to play 2/3 cost cards. Okay, scheming for base 1, 2, 3. Went back up to 11. And over here, Shadows of the Past. So for Captain Marvel, got a scheme of 2, attack 3, 5 health. After he attacks, place a threat on the Psych Magnetron. When revealed, place an additional threat per player here. So that's coming in with 5. And those will get shuffled in to those 2 cards. And he's the most hurt, so he runs away. Pass first player. Oh, we don't have an attack hand, so using our ability to heal 1 and draw a card into the Quinn Carrier. Went through our deck. Shuffle time. Don't think I've got 25 damage coming here. Okay, we're going to play Crisis Interdiction. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Then if you have the arrow trait, which we don't, remove 2 threat from a different scheme. Down to 3. Actually, before I do that, let's play that smarter. I'm going to play the Quinn Carrier first. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait, which it does. Exhaust it to generate a wild resource. Then we'll use that for a resource to do Crisis Interdiction. And we're where we were before. Then we will attack for 2. Then over here, we are going to use this. Choosing Captain Marvel to deal 3 damage to the villain and all the minions engage with that player. It's down to 22. That's going to be enough to take him out. Then Wiccan is going to thwart for 1. And if he does some damage, I'm going to let him live. He does 2 damage. So we're going to use this so he doesn't take the consequential. Then we'll bring in Monica Chang. Thwart a 1, attack a 1/2 health. After she enters play, search your deck, hand, and discard pile for a copy of the Surveillance Team support. Put it into play and place a Snoop counter on each of those. So we'll bring her in. Go looking for one of those. don't know why I'm shuffling my discard pile. So that comes into play with 3 counters plus or 1. Exhaust that to remove a counter, to remove a threat from a scheme. So that comes in with 4. We'll go ahead and use 1 to remove 1 from there, and then Monica will thwart for the other one. When we played a shield card, so down to 18. Then we will use this to remove 4 threat, down to 7. Then ready any number of shield supports with a combined printed cost of 6 or less, just the 1. And this time we'll use it for 5 damage. Then we'll flip over and thwart for 2. And use Homeland to exhaust a shield. Oh, it's shield cards. Nope, just the 1. To remove 2 more threat. And that will be our turn. Okay, so over here, Relentless Assault, Downtime, Cosmic Flight, Energy Channel, and our helmet. And over here, Life Model Decoy, Quake, another encounter card. See if I can make some room. It's already been partially shuffled. Got 3 more cards coming to us. Genius, Power of Justice, and Homeland Intervention. Okay, we get 2 threat. Attacking over here, Spider-Woman goes in. And after this attack resolve, engage a minion in play that is not engaged with you. So he comes over, we will discard a helmet, and he's attacking for a base 2. We'll have Monica defend. Let's see, if the villain is making an undefended attack, place a threat on the main scheme. He's not. Monica is out. Grab an acceleration. Do some more shuffling. And then Citizen V goes after Miss Heal. So base 2 attack. Wiccan jumps in. And we thank him for his service. And encounter cards. First one, discard each energy resource from your hand. If you discarded no cards this way, this card gains Surge. It's only 2 of our cards. And the villain schemes. For base 3, exhaust a character you control. So 4 threat. Surge. Place a threat on the main scheme. Let's see, we are hero, deal X damage to the friendly character with the fewest remaining hit points, where X is equal to your hero's attack. So we're going to take 1. And attach to Citizen V, he activates against you. Uh-oh. Believe we have to defend. So it's a base 3, 4, 5. The aerial trait. He is not aerial. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're taking 3. We've got 1 health. And Batrock leaps away, and we pass first player. All right, we'll bring in Quake. Thwart 1, attack of 2, 2 health. After minion schemes, exhaust her to deal 2 damage to an enemy. She is shield, so we use this to do 2 damage, down to 11. Then attacking for 2, down to 9. Then using this to deal 5 damage to an enemy. Then use this for 3. Bring in a life model decoy. When an enemy attacks you, discard life model decoy to prevent all damage from that attack. All right, done, done. Exhaust up to 3 shield cards you control to choose a scheme. Remove 2 threat from that scheme for each card exhausted. So 1, 2 to bring this down to 6. Energy channel, bring that into play. Spend an energy resource. We'll use this to create an energy resource. And then discard this to deal 2 damage. And that is just enough to take out Citizen V. So that was a hard-fought battle, but we were able to pull that off. As always, hope you enjoyed this playthrough, so please click on the like button below and be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.